In 2008, many were calling Tim Tebow the greatest college quarterback ever. 2019, Joe Burrow took the moniker as the greatest as he led LSU to an unprecedented national championship. Then Caleb Williams came along and the word generational player was thrown around, which begs the question, who is the greatest to ever play quarterback in college football? If the criteria is stats, then Baker Mayfield or Todd Detmer will hold the title. If it's winning, Tim Tebow, Tommy Frazier, or A.J. McCarron quickly come to mind. If it's athleticism or the wow factor, Mike Vick, Lamar Jackson, Vince Young, or Charlie Ward definitely belong in the conversation. But what if the greatest quarterback of all time possesses all those traits and created a singular advantage on his team that his gargantuan impact was so massive they were never the same once he departed for the NFL?
Cam Newton did more heavy lifting for an undefeated national champion than anybody else in history. He did more heavy lifting than any national champion in history.
Standing at 6'6", 250, Cam was a superhero. Nah, a supernova. No, a God-playing quarterback in a pair of Under Armour cleats. A load to bring down. Led the SEC in rushing as a quarterback over players like Mark Ingram, Trent Richardson, and Marcus Lattimore. He could do it all, rushing, passing. Newton could fill up a box score. We've never seen anyone quite like Cam Newton, and the stats back it up, as he single-handedly carried the Tigers to their first AP national title since 1957. Although he mesmerized college football, here are things you'll hear about Newton. Dominant, but not the best. Memorable, but not the best. Unstoppable, but not the best. Newton was a perfect fit for Gus Malzahn's offensive system, or any offensive system for that matter. He completed passes at a 66% clip for 2,854 yards with 30 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. He was a physical runner that accounted for 1,473 rushing yards and 20 touchdowns, and he did it with an intensity and resilience about him that few rival. He shattered numerous single-season SEC records previously set by Tim Tebow. He received 729 out of a possible 829 first-place votes to win the Heisman in a landslide. Yet, his one season on the Plains is considered the best in history. He single-handedly carried Auburn to a BCS title, won the Heisman Trophy, as well as the Davy O'Brien Award, Archie Manning, Maxwell, Walter Camp, and AP Player of the Year honors. Though it became more common as the decade unfolded, Newton became the first player to combine 2,800 passing yards with 1,400 rushing yards in a single season. And he did it in an SEC that was reaching its modern defensive peak with teams like Alabama, LSU, and Florida. According to Bill Connolly of ESPN, Newton, Vince Young, and Burrow had the best single seasons of all time, but Mayfield had the best career, totaling over 14,000 passing yards and 152 touchdowns. There's something to be said for Newton's impressive year with the Tigers, but the longevity of players like Mayfield, Newton, and even quarterbacks like Deshaun Watson can't be denied. Everything's about rankings like these is subjective. The best is in the eye of the beholder, especially when we're looking at it from a comparative standpoint. If we were looking at skill sets, ability, and context, I'd say Cam is the better player. If you had to choose between Joe Burrow and Cam, who would you pick? Cam was evolutionary. If you ask me who was the better player, I'm gonna say Cam. But if you ask me who is the greater quarterback, I will say Burrow. However, Burrow had superstars, Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, catching his passes. Newton was a one-man wrecking crew with only one starter from the offense playing a down in the NFL. Watching Cam play ball, the fire, the passion, the way he elevated his teammates, he's one of the ultimate competitors. Cam is on the pantheon of all-time college quarterbacks. He is widely criticized and universally underrated. Really wish we could have seen his peak at the collegiate level, especially with Gus Malzahn calling the plays. He was reliable in clutch moments and a safe bet to score if the ball was on the goal line. He connected with Auburn on and off the field like no one in SEC history. The conversation of who's the greatest college quarterback will be up there with the old Marino, Elway, Montana debates or Mahomes and Brady comparisons. But in one season, Newton terrorized college football and left as one of the most decorated ever. Did he have the greatest season ever? Yes. Is he the greatest player ever? Still debatable. In my opinion, there's no one better as a college quarterback than Cam Newton.
Auburn! Flash that smile, Cam!
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.